system. The people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders.
That's assault, man. That's assault, man. Break that up, man. Pop that here, man. That's assault, man. That's assault, man. Break that up, man. Break that up, pop that here. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault, man. That's assault, man. It is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Break that up, man. Man, these people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that go? I will. Excuse me. Man. Excuse me. Break that up. That's assault. That's man. You cannot touch me like that. Break that up. Break that up. Break that. Break that up. Break that up. Oh, I will be telling you. Break that up. Break that up. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. Break. That's assault. Pop that here. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will assault. It is incredibly appropriate. I will. You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Break that up. Pop that here. Man, you cannot touch me like that. It is incredible. That's assault. Break that up. That's assault. Break that up. Pop that here. Man, pop that here. Man, pop that here. Man, these people. These people are going to eject you from this line. Break that up. Break that up. That's assault. Break that up. Man. Break that up. Oh, I will. Man. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Pop that here. That's assault. Break that up. Man, that's assault. Man, break that up. Man, break that up. Pop that here. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. Man, that's assault. Man, it is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will tell you exactly what happened. Break that up. Man. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that show? I will be. Excuse me. Man. Excuse me. That's assault. Stop that chair. Man, you cannot touch me like that. Break that up. Break that. Oh, I will be telling you. Break that up. That's assault. That's assault. Stop that. Break that. That's assault. Stop that chair here. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will be assault. It is incredibly appropriate. I will. You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Break that. Stop that chair here. Man, you cannot touch me like that. It is incredible. That's assault. Break that. That's assault. Break that. Stop that chair. Stop that chair. Stop that chair. Man, these people are going to eject you from this line. Break that. That's assault. Break that. Man. Break that. Oh, I will. Man. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Stop that chair here. That's assault. Break that. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault.
All right, kids, I want to give you a fair warning. I'm being quiet because the Hugin is right there. He's right next to me. He's behind you all. He's so asleep. He's being such a good baby. I'm sorry I had to push this back 15 minutes. He had to go walkies. And then he laid down and he's in slumberland. And I don't want to freak him out because, yes, he did have a rough night. Thank you to everybody who checked in on us. I appreciate you. I felt so special that we didn't die from the hail. Very happy not to find a dead body last night. That was freaky. There was a bag full of stuff. Looked like a body, not a body. So that was nice. That was nice. Can we get emergency call logs from Canton? Sure. Which ones you want, hun? Shoot me an email. I'm going to be doing my emails today, going through them. Clam sent me a very interesting one. Quite a few of you have sent me very interesting emails, and I'm not ignoring you. I'm just snooping. I also, yeah, you just looked right behind you, didn't you, Darlene? You were scared. I see that Chubbs has been what is it called? Deconed, if you will. Chubbs is back to his old self, I see. Hello, Claudia. Hello, Megan. By the way, ordered 2 copies of TJ's book. Claudia, I will be sending you one so that you can read it on your YouTube channel, okay? Darlene says yes. Now, I want to prepare you guys for my cough. Excuse me, pardon me. Oh no. Oh no. Implant wires. They're going to put wires in you or in your cat? Who's getting wires? Hope they're good wires. Megan, Cursey Nursey is showing you love. Okay, guys, I have some new interesting videos for you today. You guys remember how much we loved. I will send you an email and I will get your new address and I will send you a book. It looks very good. I will also post a link to TJ's book below. She said that I think she said we were her first 2 orders aside from, I think her cousin, maybe. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I did not want to see a body. I was not in the mood. It was not a body mood. Okay. I was not in a body mood. Almost just waiting a little longer before I can let him out. Okay, good. Mariah, gosh, they just mowed the lawn and I can't breathe again. Mariah saw Hugin's wounds, his war wounds, his war crimes on his tummy from his allergies. And they get worse before they get better, I guess, with the stuff. You're always in a body boot, Starling. Oh, God. You're killing me already today, Dar. So anyway, what was I talking about? Listen, I found some weird shit, some weird Irish shit. Uncle Bill's getting the wires. Well, good for Uncle Bill. Wire him up. Wire up Uncle Bill. Let's get him going. Let's get him going again. Just don't rip the wires out later. Leave him in. Let him live. Leave him in. Listen, guys, this thing's called Irish Record and Video Supplies. Already, I'm starting. I can't read. Up in the day, not used to it. Very tired still. Having a hard time getting up today. Having a hard time wakey. Eggs and bakey. You feel me? I just really like that Irish karaoke. So I thought, let's do this today. Let's open up with this. Chubbs is looking fantastic. Says Tiff, good. And I do plan on approaching Discord again and rifling through it. But you kids are feral as fuck. There was like 3,300 alerts. So give me time. I'll fucking get there. Y'all are crazy. Do you understand? You all need help, and I love it. Okay, let's see what this Irish Record and Video Supplies is, and then we'll get into the episode. We have a lot to talk about today. We are going to talk a little bit about Sherry Papini. Sherry Papini, who's a big fat meanie, she's actually very thin, but regardless, it's not about weight shaming, it's about rhyming. She's in a oddly enough, her and her husband having problems in court again. Very weird. Very weird. She is the criminal that just won't quit. You know what I mean? Miss TJ, oh, your parrotlet is singing. She says hi to everyone. I'm so excited. Darlene is beyond help. Okay, excellent. Yeah, Sherry Papini's being crazy again, you guys. She's being crazy in court. She's making the woogly eyes. She's getting all weird. Hi, Vicky. Yeah, that poor man's been through shit. She's trying to, like, bitch, just let the custody go. You're not doing a good job momming, ma'am. I'm talking to Sherry, not Claudia. Claudia says it happens. My Aunt Flo is here with me watching She's a Bitch. Mine finally ended after Aunt Flo had an extended stay. Aunt Flo treated it like it was an extended vacation, and I did not appreciate it yet. Sherry did the most. And her old blogs were a bit racist. So that was a wild trip the descriptors of her captors were very interesting. She had an agenda. Let's just say that. Okay, let's check out this Irish Record and Video Supplies video, waltzing through Ireland with Johnny Fingers. Because see, you guys like Titanic Pig so much. Let me pop in here. Let me show you my face. Look, I'm alive. I'm alive and I'm well. Listen, you guys like Titanic Pig a lot. I understand Dumpster Juice hates it. Maybe one or two others hate it, or they don't understand it. I think they just don't get it. It's fine. We don't have to get everything. You know what I mean? But, I feel like Titanic Pig, it's going to wear off. And also, is there anything greater out there? Is there anything better than Titanic Pig? I want to hunt for it. I think I found it. I really do. And because the stuff that I found is so, so good, I want to wait for a few more of you to get in here so I can share it with the group. Because if you thought Titanic Pig was weird, oh boy, I've got some videos to show you today. Let's just say VR chat is very funny. It's very funny. Yeah, she wants away from her husband. She wants the kids. He wants the kids away from her. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Yes, you do enjoy Titanic Pig. I was done at 32 flow sucks. And oh, dude, yeah, mine's not normal. I don't think it's normal at all for blood to come out of us, but whatever. It happens. We have to live with it. You do love Titanic Pig? Excellent. You may be Megan, but Beanie Suit, Jesus Christ. Dumpster Juice, hate for it does make it very funny. And you see something different every time you watch it. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Well, as long as you guys like Titanic Pig, I think you're going to like what I am showing you today. First, let's go in light. Let's ease into it with a little waltzing through Ireland with Johnny Fingers. If you're asking yourself, is that Billy Ray Cyrus's hit single, Achy Breaky Heart, in the form of an Irish waltz? Goddamn right it is. Which one of you wants to date Johnny Fingers? You're terrified? Good. Good. This is part of the hardening, the callousing. I'm an open book and I teach birds and bees. Yes, you do, especially after we all get a load of Johnny Fingers here. Johnny Fingers would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who made this video possible, which would likely be Satan and Mad Dog 2020, possibly Orange Jubilee. I haven't figured it out yet. Llama's fair, boys, were you ever there? Were you ever at the fair in Bali? Let's talk about Eileen. What do you guys think? Yeah, what them fingies do, Johnny? What they do? Sherlock Ho wants to know. That's your new tagline. AJ, Sherlock Ho wants to know. Dude, what's up with, is it Dorothy? Ma'am, is it Dorothy? Ma'am, are you seeing anyone? I really like her. Castle, did you treat your Mary Ann to some Dawson Yellow Man at the old Llama's Fair in Bali? This is how Bev Canoni landed Frank. If you guys were wondering, like, how did her and Frank hook up? He saw this. He got hard on the outside. He said, hello, Beverly. Castle. This woman hired Whitey to kill so many people.
He in Flanders fields afar while resting from the war. The Flemish lasses, oh.
Her music literally broke the internet. If you're experiencing node activity in your stream, I blame her beautiful voice.
I know mama is ever gonna tie me down. When
This is who I was thinking of hooking you up with, Miss Jessica. I feel like this is your future husband.
one gets loose, I just pack up and say.
Definitely nothing wrong with this guy. I feel like he's going to be very attentive to your needs, and I feel like he's never going to fuck you over because he tucked that shirt in and he's doing a pretty good dance.
But I'll be walking on new grass, singing a new song. Tomorrow there's no telling where I'll be. For I'll be walking on new grass.
I will say he might run away. He might abandon you in the night. It sounds like just based on the lyrics, but he does have a package. I'm glad you noticed. I think they're in Canton.
Singing a new song. The next town down the road keeps calling me. I said hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary.
Yes, she was. Didn't they have like a poodle or something? I know that she was obsessed with the neighbor's cat, and the neighbor thought it was cute until the neighbor found out she was on the run with Whitey fucking Bulger. Then she was like, not cute. Don't appreciate. Stop touching my cat. You're welcome, Miss Jessica. I feel like that guy is really good for you. Now, this guy is pointing aggressively. I feel like he might be, maybe he's Cursey Nursey. What do you think? What do you think of this one right here? He's in a suit.
I'm so in love with you.
Now, I feel like this one would be very lucky to get with any woman. I feel like we have a Tristan in the making right here. This is actually Tristan before he broke bad and got married.
We'd never part, so hello, Mary Lou, goodbye, heart. I said hello, Mary Lou, goodbye,
Okay. Now, this is some news, and I just thought it was pretty cool. Honestly, I thought this was just a cool news story. This is not meant to be hilarious. It has nothing to do with any true crime thing. I just really want a payphone in my yard. And if one of those guys will give it to me, I might have to have a talk with Dylan. But I'm telling you, it's that white boy dancing. The thrusts will get you every time. What do you guys think about a payphone in your yard? I've seen to a thick Hitler, a thickler. Ew, yikes. Yeah, I'm seeing it too now. Nope. Nope. We're gonna pass. We're gonna pass on that one. Back when he was allowed to wear a watch. You guys are hilarious. You're kind of ruthless. Appreciate it. Really do. So that was the actual footage you could buy. Yeah, you could buy that. What do you guys think of a payphone in the yard? Just in your front yard. I mean, yeah, you gotta put quarters in it, but seems like it's pretty cool. Kind of want one. Seen a couple of news stories, seen 2 or 3 on it. Payphone in my house because of David Letterman. Oh my God. Precy, that would be awesome. Do you still have it? What happened to it? Did it have the box? I know that there's a lady out of Washington who sells them. And there are 2 fellows who have made it their life's mission to put it in their front yard, and they did. And they are functioning and they work. And then this is a 3rd one that we're about to watch together. You would fucking love it, only if it doubles as a TARDIS. Okay. I don't know if you're allowed to say that word, but okay. Great for teenagers. It's gone. Oh, what happened to it? What is the worst thing you can envision finding in the yard? Telephone booth, because I feel like you're going to find something at some point, and it's good to callous yourself. Exactly. No need for CPs for. What does CPs mean? In what context? Mariah, what do you think about a payphone in your yard? I'm just curious. People don't remember numbers anymore. Exactly. Privacy.
As time goes by, some things just get rarer and rarer to spot.
I Googled and, back to Facebook and Marketplace and search, and they're out there, but nothing that I really like. And I came across this out way west, like Waverly or something.
Brian Davis searched for that perfect decoration for his home remodel. Then an idea rang down memory lane.
It was like a thing you did growing up.
Yeah, we still do to this day. And be like, all right, let's call mom. And then you just play that little part of Stevie Wonder. I just called to say, I love you. And then you just hang up.
Prank calls and their anonymity.
I call.
That inspired Davis to install a fully functioning payphone out in his front yard.
That goes pretty fast.
Let's connect to my landline.
And at first, Davis had forgotten how to use a payphone.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right. You'll have to add 4 quarters. I think in the day it was a quarter or something, or a dime.
4, dude? 4. Also, didn't realize this guy made it so anyone can use it. He's going to be raking in the money. Someone's going to get mad and smash it, like in that movie. It's a sign of the times that they're not relevant anymore. I know. I want to bring them back. Can we bring back the payphone? I remember my first phone number because it had a word in it. I'm old. I want a word in my phone number. My first apartment had a payphone right outside the kitchen window. I heard so many drug deals. Oh, my God. You could have recorded that, put it on the internet, made a documentary out of it. Oh, my God. He does. And I want that so that we can do the Obology line, which, by the way, gotta go through it so we can play it again for you guys. I might just put it up in a little short. Let's keep going. Yeah, I will marry that phone. I will marry it. I will make love to it. I want one so bad.
A throwback to the good old days.
The quality is great.
When small computers weren't in our pockets and hearing the voice of your loved ones cost you a little something.
It's been really lovely, right?
It is just so funny when somebody does come to use it.
And you don't mind having people on your property?
Oh, gosh, no. I think it's a hoot. I think it's so fun. You'll see them walk over and they're just taking pictures. Some have used the phone. I thought, oh my God, I'm going to call the phone. So it's ringing and the gentleman jumps back out of his car. He runs, he answers it. And I'm like, how do you? And he just loved it. He just thought it was the coolest, funniest thing.
Times have changed, but a purpose of a phone hasn't. This little one off Tulip Street in Andover, Minnesota, is bringing people together near and far. Just
soda. And also, look, he put a fucking phone book on it. This guy is a hoss, dude. Yeah, 10 cents. I don't remember 10 cents. I remember 25. In the early 80s, mid 80s, I think it was 25. 10 cents, though. That would have been nice. I'd have been calling it everybody. Calling it ring once for code. He has a recorder in it, foreshadowing a murder. Oh, no. You know what? I bet he's the type of guy who comes out and he's like, who you calling? And he just bothers you.
calling to say, I love you. Sharing you, Care 11 News, Andover.
Okay. You guys ready
That's
to get weird?
awesome. Well done.
It is awesome, dude. It is awesome. Okay, here. We're going to get a little weird with it. You guys, because I have something cool to show you. Okay. If you guys thought Titanic Pig was fucked, you ain't seen nothing yet. So anytime Facebook shows me something that could really just shake up the old algo, I go, okay, let's do it. And I started getting into VR chats. If you don't know what they are, it's when you put a headset on and you go into a little fake world, like Second Life or Sims. I think some people do like a Robloxy type thing. There's all these different kinds. Some people will create really weird characters and they will just live a different life for a few minutes with their friends. And their friends are all weird characters, and it's just a fun little weird universe. And my algo's been popping hot with these. One of my favorites is one involving a guy named Marcus. And yeah, imagine it does exist. And imagine it's like a video game, but you're wearing a VR headset and you're inside it, and you can be a little creature. You can slime around on the floor, do whatever it is you do. Yeah, like Black Mirror. So I've been finding these recorded chats between people that they put up with no context and just kind of sifting through them, trying to find the perfect one. And I think I have. I think Marcus is my favorite. He is a degenerate. Some of you are going to find this inappropriate and foul. Some of you are going to find it to be everything. You're going to want Marcus. You're going to want to be Marcus. And some of you are just going to enjoy the content. With that said, this is Marcus in the Fire. And I hope that you enjoy.
Holy shit. What the fuck are you doing here?
Hello.
Hey. How have you been, Marcus?
I hope I'm not intruding.
No, not at all.
No, it's fine, Marcus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you, like, gonna say anything, or?
You gotta watch out, Robert.
Okay, why is that, Marcus?
This place is a dangerous place.
Aren't you a wanted felon?
I don't like this one.
What? Wait, why not?
What's wrong with him?
A lot, but like, you know, why not?
Are you going in the Don't do that! He's killing himself. He does this sometimes.
No.
Okay.
The pain.
I'm trying to. You have your arms. Can't you fucking...
I'm in agony. Robert Malecki.
Rob, I don't know. Marcus, come here, please.
Marcus, why'd you jump in the fire?
Ah, you're so cute. Oh.
You saved my life.
Yeah, I did. Oh, okay.
Listen here, Robert. I know you might be skeptical. This one's a keeper.
You just told me that I should avoid him.
That's a good one.
Okay, but you, like, so, do I keep him or do I not? He's not even gonna fucking say anything. He's just gonna walk away.
And
why is he running?
He has his people to go to, I guess.
Does he fly?
Bye, Marcus.
I just thought that was incredible. I don't know. I thought that's the best thing I've ever seen. Next to this, of course. That's pretty good, huh? That's shrimp bombs. I also found this, and I think I've showed this to you guys before, but I really enjoyed it. It gets me really pepped. So I thought you guys might need a pep talk. So check this out.
You're gonna fry some chicken, you're gonna need some. You're gonna fry some fish, you're gonna need some. You're gonna fry some vegetables, you're gonna need some. You're gonna fry some bacon, you need some. No. You don't need no oil when you fry bacon, because what? Bacon has its own oil. I want you to look over at somebody and say, "Me like bacon, baby." Every time the heat is applied, you just produce your own oil. You just produce your own oil and become what you were meant to be. You produce your own oil and allow others to taste and see that the Lord is good.
She is. She's a bacon preacher. She's a bacon preacher. And I like her for it. This is the original shit we use the internet for. This is what it's for. And a Schromphoff is important. And yes, a Schmeckle is a Winkus. And by the way, I will... I resemble her. I am her. Listen to me. I will acknowledge, Megan, your 10 cent, 50 cent joke. But I had no idea you were a dad too. So I'm in a bit of shock right now. If I'm being honest. Not me. I have cobwebs. She is energizing the shit out of you, isn't she? Let's watch her one more time because I feel like she doesn't get enough credit on it.
You're going to fry some chicken, you're going to need some. You're going to fry some fish, you're going to need some. You're going to fry some vegetables, you're going to need some. You're going to fry some bacon, you need some. No. You don't need no oil when you fry bacon, because what? Bacon has its own oil. I want you to look over at somebody and say, "Me like bacon, baby." Every time the heat is applied, you just produce your own oil. You just produce your own oil and become what you were meant to be. You produce your own oil and allow others to taste and see that the Lord is good.
Taste the biscuit. Taste that biscuit. I hate bacon, but now I think I love it. Don't you feel so energized and enthused? It's like a Liz Curtis Higgs speech. And if you don't know who she is, we're going to have to show you later. She's important. She doesn't have big hair. That is true. That is true. I wish I could get that energized about anything. Me too. But goddamn, bacon's really good. I feel like if I had bacon, maybe I'd be that energized, but I don't right now. Yeah, we all bacon. We all bacon. Was it Bruce Lee who said be like water? She's saying be like bacon. Bacon's delicious. I thought it was good. I feel very enthused. I mean, if that doesn't get you going, I guess maybe like something like this will.
We are filming for our own protection here.
Oh boy.
Oh, look who it is. Look who's here. Here she is.
You know what? I'm so sick of your shit.
Oh, she stole my phone.
I'm sick of your shit. Okay? Enough is enough. You're a prick.
Can I have my phone?
How's the kids? How's the kids? They must be so proud of their dad.
That's assault, Joe.
Assault.
I'm gonna need my phone back.
Fuck off, Big Bird. You're a fucking bird. You look fatter than me.
I'm gonna need my phone back.
Boom. You're not bad. Fuck.
I'm gonna need my phone back, Jill.
Where's your top lip?
I'm gonna need my
Where's your
phone back,
top
Jill.
lip? And oh, I'm sorry. Didn't you go loopy? Didn't you go crazy?
Jill, can I please have my
Shut the fuck up. No one
Jill,
else.
can I have my phone back, please?
Have his property.
Can I have my phone back, please, Jill?
Go ahead and give him his phone.
I need my phone back, Jill. Don't you worry, I need my phone back. I need my phone back. Okay. Okay, so that just happened. That just happened. That just happened.
Piece of shit. I have wrinkles. I don't care, but guess what? I have a good heart.
You have a great heart.
You're a prick. You're going to jail, and I cannot wait. And guess what? You're going to be without a boyfriend because this prick is going to jail.
I mean, I'll be with my boyfriend longer than you will. You're just gonna die.
Okay, don't even worry about it. She's not worried. She's. This is a try. Just let her talk. Just let her talk. Just let her talk. Just let her talk.
You're the one yelling right
Just
now.
let her talk. Don't
Guess
even
what?
talk
He's
back.
cheating on
Don't
you.
even talk back. Don't even talk back. Don't even talk back. Who are you yelling at?
Who are you? Like, look at you. How many times you got punched in the nose?
I don't know.
Your teeth, you make fun of my teeth. You want some shit?
No, it's mostly your skin, but okay.
My skin, I
Yeah.
have wrinkles. I don't care.
I
Guess
mean-
what? I stick up for people. How many siblings do you have? Has anyone stuck up for you?
A bunch.
No, they don't like you.
They don't?
like
Okay,
you.
if you say so.
You guys can all tape me. Like, why are you taping me?
I can't imagine why. I can't imagine why anyone would want to tape you. Your behavior is normal. No one's harassing anyone. I'm just trying to eat dinner.
Why are you here?
Because I'm hungry. Because they serve food in here.
But why are you here to cause trouble?
Because I want food. Because when you're hungry, you eat food.
Why don't you just leave everyone alone?
I am. I'm just trying to eat food.
Out here.
Because I got assaulted by Jim Farris. We're walking out. Some people asked me to take pictures, and next thing you know, Jim Farris comes up to me and assaults me. You drove up here. Look at this shit. You're double parking. Because they killed John O'Keefe.
No, they did
Yes,
not.
they did. They obviously killed John O'Keefe.
No, they did not.
I was not there, but Colin was. I did not kill John O'Keefe.
Are you guys coming?
Like,
So
we'll see.
He got assaulted. He got assaulted again, and his phone was.
I mean, that's why Ryan said that he didn't see John O'Keefe was not in the car or outside the car.
Thank you.
Like, that's why he testified that. So, we got that on video, right?
Yes, I
Okay. We got.
What?
So.
You can tape me all you want. I don't care.
No, we're not going to tape. I'm just going to tell the cops what happens.
I don't
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Keep
going.
Go away. Why are you here?
She stole my camera out of. She drove up here, jumped out, and stole my camera. And we got it on video. We got it all on video.
You know how you guys were talking about in the Titanic video, every time you watch it, you see something new? That's how I feel about this one. A couple of things I just noticed that I didn't notice before. First of all, she approaches someone to tell them to stop harassing her. Like, she pulls up, and I understand this is the whole thesis, if you will, of the video, but like, it just occurred to me, like, she pulled up screaming at a guy to say, leave me alone and stop harassing me. That is literally what she does. Like, she wants to be left alone, but she approached him. That's what I don't get. That's the thing that I don't get about this. I was like, what part of this is weird? There's something weird about this. I can't figure it out. All the other behavior in it, totally normal. But what is it that's weird to me? It's when she pulls up to tell them, don't pull up. It's like, well, bitch, why are you pulling up? It's just kind of pointless. Another thing that I noticed is that she's screaming, and she says that she's in the middle of screaming, and she says the thing about, like, yeah, I got wrinkles, but I got a good heart. Like, I mean, those two things don't have anything to do with each other. Hello, Laura. You know what I mean? That's like saying, like, yeah, I wear contacts, but I drive a Lexus. Like, what? Those are two different things. Yeah, I smell funny, but have you read the book I wrote? Like, what? It just doesn't make any sense. She's just taking two separate things and using one, I guess, thing about her to justify something she doesn't like about herself. Yeah, they are all obsessed with each other. It'd be cool if they all just, like, kissed. Like, if they were like if they all went in for the kiss at once. Oh, shit. Then they get in a fight over who went in first or who held back. You know what I mean? Yeah, I wish my heart would make me look better. It's all weird. It's just it's a very weird, like, kiss each other. Like, if they just, that's the thing, is if anyone's trying to fight me in person, I learned my lesson. Like, don't fight back. Just go in for the kiss. Yeah, I don't. I was going to say I don't watch it either, but I do. But I watch it backwards. Like, I'm watching it in snippets. I don't need all of it at once. It's too much. Yeah, like, for real. Just, are you guys going to fuck or what? Like, everybody in that trial just needs to fuck. Like, all of them. Just throw each other down on the ground. Get it out of your fucking system. Bev wants to bang Alessi so bad. Like, you could just tell. So, yeah, I'm really into the Marcus thing. Talk it out with the mediator. Maybe kiss it out. Kiss it out with a radiator. I don't know. Just, like, stop lunging at people in the street. Like, what part of... Yeah, they all need dance kinetics. They are all a little extra. It is, like, very 90s daytime talk show, though. So I kind of like it. But also, like, part of me is really scared. Like, someone's going to get pushed in traffic. Someone's going to die. Oh, wait. Someone already did die. Never mind. Well, yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy. Dude, White Lotus is so nuts. I always get into it midway through the season, and I saw Walter Goggins, and I'm like, uh-oh, he's in this house, and now I'm scared. Now I'm scared. No basic bitches allowed. Listen, I want a payphone. I really like Marcus going into the fire. Irish songs, any old Irish shit, I'm into it now. I'm into it now. Anytime I see someone say potatoes, I'm into it. Where's Mary Malarkey? I need some more Irish people in here. How many Irishes are there in here? Teach me your ways. Teach me of your people. I like your songs. Okay. let's get into what we're here for. We're gonna talk about some crazy shit that's first and foremost. Let me pull up. So with the Karen Reed stuff, let's get that out of the way. A lot of crazy shit's happening. You guys, there's so many channels going over all of it. I'm sure you know. And I know that some of you guys don't watch it. Some of you are here for other cases. So what I'm going to do is on the newer ones, because we're going to be focusing on cold cases, namely pretty soon, like after tomorrow. Today, what I want to do is I want to go over some of the updates of the stuff in the news that we need to, just a little house cleaning, tying up loose ends, okay? And then do a couple of updates. And then we're also going to talk some of the new Kohberger docs that have been released, because holy shit, there's a lot and there's some important things to be learned from those. But one of the other things that I would like to do is I would like to get into talking about Emily Pike, because I have been reading up on that, and also holy shit. And also, I mean, that is just, it needs more attention. She's a missing, murdered Indigenous girl who is a young teen that escaped from a group home and was found very much in the way some of Rex victims were found, or, you know, Schulman's or Rifkin's, with, dismembered, like very badly. And it's just very crazy. The whole situation is messed up. There have been a rash of people who have gone missing from this group home. And there's another young girl who didn't even make the news. And it really bothers me. So I want to get to that and talk about that for sure. We are going to be doing some more Stefan stuff next week. Not Stearns. We're going to be talking a little more about mainly the Maura Murray stuff and what I found in my deep dive into Stefan. Baldwin, aka Finkelstein, or Finkelstein, however you wish. But one thing, I have a little list here. I'm trying to stay on track for you. One thing that I want to tell you guys about, I want to give you a little, I guess it's like Cheesemay into the Brian Kohberger thing, because I found out some stuff that I think is very interesting, and I do plan on following up on it. It's a little concerning. It kind of bothers me, like ethically speaking, like it's, I don't like it. So I'm very curious what you think about it all. Because me personally, holy shit. I do want to say that, okay, one of the reasons also that I want to do Emily Pike today and talk about her today, because I was planning on doing her next week, talking about her next week. But we're having a guest tomorrow. She was supposed to come last week. She's going to be coming this week. She escaped from what could be considered like a group home environment. It's one of those alternative centers, or some people will call them schools. Some people will call them, group homes. Some people will call them, they have all sorts of names. It's almost like a halfway house for teens, but also a school. And some of them call them like Christian Reform academies. But a lot of them commonly know them as the shit that Dr. Phil sends you to, or that Paris Hilton got attacked at, stuff like that. She was assaulted and treated horribly and abused. And yeah, it's basically a group home. So we're going to have a guest on tomorrow. She's a stand-up comedian. We've worked together in comedy for a couple of years. She's a fabulous human being. And she escaped one of those. She got out of a horrible situation, and she advocates against it. It's a school/home out of Houston. And just the amount of kids who experienced a lot of issues and or died because of the one that she left is insane. And the situation that a lot of these kids find themselves in is either they are anything from addicted to drugs, or perhaps their parents don't like their lifestyle. A lot of them they can range from pray the gay away to, don't do drugs, to my kids getting bad grades. And these kids will go there and a lot of horrible things happen. Yeah, like the program. It's a lot like that. I know what you're talking about, the documentary. There's also like there's a lot of people who say that it's alternative treatment and some that are actual like medical facilities, and they both kind of have track records for doing the same stuff. Some of them are like wilderness camps, which a boy recently passed away from. And it's really crazy. So we're going, wait, don't talk about so. Precy, I'm not going to talk about him until like another episode, so you don't have to worry about that. And yes, Nurse Corky, like a therapeutic boarding school. But they end up abusing a lot of the kids or exploiting them or treating them horribly. And they can be put in really tumultuous situations. And so we have a guest who's coming on to talk about her experience, and she's been featured in a couple of like online magazines and interviews talking about her experience before. But I thought that because we keep seeing these stories pop up of these kids either disappearing from those, dying in the custody of those, or, you know, sometimes sexually abused and stuff, because we see a lot of that popping up, like a lot recently, and a lot of them are getting uncovered. And yeah, the Christian cult ones freak me out too, but that's why she's coming. She's going to tell you about that type of stuff because that's basically the position she was in. Essentially, there's like a lot in her situation, but we're going to talk to her, and I think that she has a lot of important things to say and some good warnings. And if you're a parent of a teen, I think this is going to be a really good one to watch, especially if you've ever considered those. I think it would be really good to hear her side of it and hear what she went through, because Dulce's such a sweetheart and such a great person and just very adult. And in a way, it's almost like she had to raise herself because of the stuff that they put her through there. So I think it's going to be a good talk. I think it's going to be really good. And I think Emily Pike is an important introduction to that type of situation, if you will, because it is messed up. And I do think that Emily being in this school or this group home, if you will, this environment that was supposed to keep an eye on her, and being indigenous and going missing along with 30 other people in the past couple of years from this very home, it's concerning. It concerns me also that they won't name it in the media, and I get why, but at the same time, 30 is a big number and it's ran by DCS. So it's clearly a situation where, yeah, that is a lot. And one of them's a teen girl that didn't make the news. And when they spoke to the CEO or the owner, the people who run the group home, and they called him a CEO in one interview, and I'm like, what the hell? Because it's like DCS run, so that makes no sense. Or at least it's DCS. They get grants from DCS or something. So the lead lady was basically saying that, you know, oh, the girl who went missing last year, the 17-year-old, she basically was like, oh, yeah, we think she's still alive. But then when they contacted the police, they're like, no, we have no reason to believe that. She's on NCMEC. Like, what the fuck? And it's just kind of crazy to see that overlooked by all the news media, except like one channel briefly touched on it. And it's like, well, that's like, why isn't anything being done? And it's a rapid fire case. It's happening very quickly. So we're definitely going to do that today. First, let's go ahead and okay, so with the Karen Reed stuff, I kind of want to talk about that at another time because I wanted to have its own separate thing. I'm still going through and catching up on all of it. I will say I really liked, so the Young Jerks, Uncle Mike, who was here the other day. I hope you guys enjoyed having him on or seeing him and getting to talk to him. I hope to continue the interview more so we can talk about John Cena and court stuff. And he did a thing where he read the Bedrow letter. So I have to say, when I first heard about Bedrow letter, to me, it's like, what? Like, it didn't make any sense. I was like, is this like, what do they mean a Bedrow letter? Like a long time ago when they first came out. And I was like, did a guy just write a good tweet? Like, what are we talking about? And it turns out, you know, that was how Bedrow started basically communicating his feelings in advocacy for, you know, Canton overall in the court system at Turtle Boy, and he was putting out these very passionate letters about this is fucked and here's why and here's all the bullshit that you guys are doing and here's how you should fix it. And it feels like every time one drops, it's like holy shit. It's you know, it's the day after 9/11 and they're dropping the paper and everyone's going, this is the first press. It's the fucking day after JFK. It's always like an assassination. What's a thing where the paper gets dropped and everyone's like, fucking yeah, no one cares about the paper anymore. That's a problem. There's no good analogy for this. The point is, when a federal letter drops, people are like, oh my God, holy shit. And they freak out. And I go read them and I go, oh, wow, the Commonwealth or someone did another fucked up thing. What a surprise. More flagrant disregard for the rules, Lebowski. These people do behave like they're in Vietnam. And Pop Uncle Mike went and he read the letter. I think he had some sound problems or something was going on. But I just want to summarize because I finally finished like reading through most of the updates with this. Just for those of you who didn't see it, I guess, or don't know about it. There was a night when Turtle Boy and I think the Glare and Nan and them all went out, I don't know, for pizza or drinks, whatever. And they were right next door to, what was it, Deanie? They pop out, and I guess Glare and Turtle Boy are all drunk or partying. I don't know, maybe they're not drunk. I don't know. They look like they were having a great time. So they're just like, and they do like some Beastie Boys shit, some Ween shit at the camera, like a 90s music video. At the camera facing out of D&E Pizza. D&E Pizza is owned by Chris Albert and all the people that you saw in the background. The big Nagel is always there. It's where the Nagel plants herself for good molting. And it's essentially where all of the people in this case who probably did it or had something to do with it, according to everybody, yes. The conspirators, Jen McCabe's what do you call it? Her base, her safety base. They're all there. They're at this place, and this place has a camera facing out on the street, just like the cameras we watch with fucking the Elbow Room, and when we go to Raccoon Saloon. So imagine instead of pointing it at the raccoons inside, they're pointing it outside on the street. And the problem is, it has audio too. Now, Raccoon Saloon has audio, Elbow Room, I think, yeah, that has audio. There's audio there. Now, the problem is this is in Massachusetts. It's not in Florida. In Florida, you can do whatever the fuck you want. In Florida, you can break a bottle on your head in a high school cafeteria, being an adult man, drunk on a Tuesday, and I don't think anyone would notice. Like, I don't even think you'd get kicked out. You can run around naked on bath salts. Nobody cares in Florida. So certainly, you can film whatever you want. Now, in Massachusetts, unless you're Dave Portnoy, they're not into it. They don't like that. That's not cool. Yeah, you can't pick up audio from the outside. And why is that? Because that's being too Snoopy. It's being a major SnoopyDupa. Like, that's being like, you're eavesdropping. Like, you're just listening to everybody's conversations. And the problem with that is public property, sure, but it's kind of illegal. It's considered illegal wiretapping in the state of Massachusetts. So with that said, Bettero noticed this. And he said, it's kind of funny because within 24 hours, right, they're already, boom, dropping a new charge on Turtle Boy. You're intimidating witnesses with your dance moves. Now, I saw the dances. Again, it was very, like, it was very like Parappa the Rappa. It was Turtle Boy and the Glare doing a Parappa the Rappa thing. And Nan was standing there looking fabulous, holding her phone up, going, these motherfuckers. And it was funny. It's pretty funny. Now, is it intimidating a witness? Are you intimidated by the dance moves? Are you intimidated by Parappa the Rappa moves? Well, apparently they are. Now, here's the problem, though. They are filming him doing this and the audio, so that's illegal. Now, in most trials or courtrooms that we see, right, if evidence is illegally attained, what happens to it? It gets tossed out. It's fruit of the poisonous tree, right? So legally speaking, I mean, the Alberts could or should get fucked in this, right? Ethically speaking, or, just, I guess it's a situation where it's like, no, the evidence wasn't there, but did they do it? Yeah, they did those dances. They did those dances on public property. It is. But they faced D&E and they did threatening dance moves. Again, it was parappa the rappa shit. So, with that said, who did the bad? It seems to me like both did a bad. Do the bad cancel each other out? Nope. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Apparently, the dance moves were so threatening. So threatening. So upsetting. I mean, let me put it this way. I feel like they would have been okay with it if Turtle Boy danced like this. I mean, I'm just saying, like, maybe if he did that, wouldn't have been as threatening. If there was if Nan had Triple H's, like Hunter Hearst Helms hanging and was flopping him around, holding up a mojito, sure. Maybe he could have got away with it. Maybe him and Blair could have got away with it. But no, they had to do like the whole, they had to do something like, like, that's not threatening at all. It's just a guy cleaning his gooch with his own shirt at a wedding or whatever the fuck that was. I'm just saying, like, he could have. I don't think it's threatening. Like, I don't think it's like this.
Hey, Stacy. Do you want to go out sometime?
I'm just saying, like 07 was such a good year too. It was such a good year for me too. Yeah, fishing for butt cheese. Mentos, like if he had held up Mentos to the camera, I don't think we'd be here. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is why if you're a white male out there, which 96% of my demographic is not, maybe it's 94. I'm not good at math. But if you're a white dude and you don't have Mentos in your pocket, you're fucked. Like the only time they're ever going to pop you, if you don't have Mentos, that's your final, that's it. That's the only thing you got left. That's it. Now, if you're a white dude who's an older dad and you carry around some bullshit like a get out of jail free Monopoly card, you're going to get a good chuckle, but you're also going to get the shit beat out of you by a cop. So, like, carry your Mentos around so that if something happens, you could just be like, I'm cutting a promo. It's marketing, Your Honor. Did you not think those Mentos ads were real? Did you not think those Mentos ads were fucking real? We felt that. I'm just saying. Let's see what happened with Sherry Papini. Let's see what happened. Let's see what she did to her poor husband after all that. After the guy cried on TV. Let's see.
Say.
The Reading woman behind the kidnapping hoax, Sherry Papini, is back in court. Today, Papini was at the Shasta County Courthouse, this time battling her ex-husband, Keith Papini, for custody of their children.
Action News Now reporter Margot Rowe was inside the courtroom and shows us what played out.
I'm standing in front of the Shasta County Courthouse where Sherry and Keith Papini were back in court all day today, where Sherry is trying to gain custody of her children. Now, we told you earlier how Keith Papini believes she is unfit to have custody and or visitation of their two kids. Now, his defense argues that she used a false psychology test. Now, Keith was on the stand all morning and the court eventually took a recess. After that recess, Keith was back on the stand where he was questioned about Sherry's behavior around the kids after she returned home from the alleged kidnapping to the time of her arrest, and the impacts this situation had on the kids when it came to their education, activities, and life at home. Now, in the afternoon, Sherry's psychologist took the stand where he discussed about Sherry's progress and her therapy. Now, she was supposed to take the stand, but due to how late it was in the day and how the courthouse was closing, the case has been continued to May 20th. Reporting in Reading, I'm Margot Rowe for Action News Now.
And you thought Beverly Cannoni was bad? And you thought Bev was bad? Just in case you didn't catch that, it was getting close to the end of the day. The judge got a little tired in this case. I'm tired. It's the end of the day. Let's just put it off. I'll see you bitches in May. Like, what, ma'am? Or sir? Judge, your honor? a baking powder? What? 2 months? They're really drawing this shit out. Like, after what she did, should there be a question? This is really shocking. Let me introduce you guys to California. It is assault. And of course that bitch did. I mean, Sherry Papini, we didn't expect this kind of behavior from you. This is Jill Daniels' behavior.
Her child custody case has been continued, and that next court date is May 20th. You'll remember Papini was sentenced in 2022 to 18 months in federal prison after she admitted to faking her own kidnapping. She was released early from custody in 2023. Her ex-husband, Keith Papini, said in interviews that he had custody.
Just to be clear, she wasted a ton of resources. She upset the nation. She took away from other crimes that really could have used the exposure. She basically tried to incite a hate crime riot. And then she also just like ruined her whole family and then got her husband in a lot of trouble. Like his life was ruined because people thought he did it. Because he smiled too much and he cried too much. And she got out early. She got out early. And she has the balls. She has the balls to do this shit. Holy crap.
Custody of their two children.
So that's what's going on there. Let me pop myself back up because now we're going to talk about some Kohberger stuff. Okay. We're going to keep up with the Sherry Papini stuff. We'll hit back in May because that was a wild one. That was very upsetting. But now we're going to talk about some of the new stuff in the Brian Kohberger case. And I've been taking some notes and I've been working on my deep dive for Duty Ron, who, by the way, his sweet beloved pup Oscar passed away this week. So please stop by his page. Give him your love. Give him your condolences for sweet baby Oscar, the cutest weenie dog ever. He was heartbroken. I was crying reading the text. I was like, dude, he sent me a picture of the little, he set up a little area for all of Oscar's stuff, like a little altar. It Go give him your love. Also, thank you for reminding me. We're still doing the Uncle Frank Fund. I told you guys last night. We got more in the box from Mariah Cheyenne. Thank you so much, Mariah. If you didn't watch last night's episode, I was stuck in a hailstorm, but I showed you all the new stuff that's going in the box. We can't add more to it because it is full. Like the biggest box I have, it's going to be many pounds. Whoever wins this, I think the total, it's definitely over $200 worth of shit. Okay. So you're going to get a lot of Texas stuff in this box, a whole ton. I mean, you're going to get snacks, you're going to get treats, you're going to get shirts, you're going to get bags, totes, everything, jewelry, true crime stuff, all sorts of stuff. I mean, it is crazy. It is really crazy how much stuff is in this bag. So thank you, or box. Thank you so much to Mariah Cheyenne. By the way, sweetest girl ever. She got to meet the Hoogan. Oh my God. If you didn't watch it last night, dude, I told you guys last night, he was a total slut. He was a total slut. He opened his legs for her immediately. He was like, "What's up, girl?" It's like, Hoogan. He's like, "Look at my rash, babe." I'm like, whoa. Whoa, you are on the lawn, Hoogan. Of course, he rolled around in more grass, so he's probably going to get worse. But he loved it. He loved it. He loved meeting Mariah, and Mariah donated a bunch of stuff to Uncle Frank's box. So the cutoff is going to be tonight at midnight. I'm going to post a list of everybody. If there are any people who are like, "Oh, you didn't get enough of mine. Yeah, you're missing this one. You're missing mine." You put it in the comments, and then we're going to draw a winner tomorrow. Okay? You're going to get the box. How do you get the box? You either donate to Uncle Frank's GoFundMe, which is, let me put it up. I have it on here. Sorry. I'm trying to organize everything in my StreamYard. There you go. You donate to the kidney fund. All right. Or you buy an Uncle Frank piece of merch, which is the Uncle Frank quote. Also, J. Edgar Hoogan sent the sweetest email saying, "I don't think I deserved my entry because I didn't say the phrase exactly." Listen, we got the gist. Okay. You're still in there. You're still in the running. Don't feel bad. But whoever wins this is going to get a heavy, big-ass box of a shitload of stuff. Here, there you go. So you can donate that way or that way. And tonight, midnight, I guess, is where I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to post a list. I'm pretty sure I got every single person, but if I miss somebody, you can point out where and when. Or just put it in the comments. And if I can't confirm it myself, then if it's something to where it's like, if it's anonymous and I forgot you, you can just send me an email. I'll check them before I draw it, okay? So, with that said, how many pounds per the Price Master? I'm sending you guys the Price Master's head in a box. I'm sorry. So, that's going to be going. This link right here is going to be in the video below. It's also in the past videos below. And it's also going to be in the chat. Okay? So make sure you do that. We got till tonight. Then I'm going to mail the box out this week. Thank you to Mariah Cheyenne. Oh, so cute. So cute. All the stuff that she put so much cute stuff. You're going to get a tie-dye Keep Austin Weird shirt. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's going to be the best box. It's going to be the best box. Mitty, have you been? Have you been filming things? What have you been doing? I'm so excited to see everybody back together for a daytime stream, nonetheless. So yeah, it's gonna be a big fucking box. You're gonna get personalized Hoogan memorabilia. Okay. Next up, we're gonna talk about Kohberger. Okay. Then we're gonna get to Emily. Oh, and by the way, I don't even think I finished the Better letter thing, but yeah, basically, Helena Rafferty, the chief of police who gets to charge people for doing the wiretapping, said, "I can't be involved in this. I know these people too well." So she sent it to DA Michael Morrissey, the guy who already protected their asses with the whole Karen Reed did it and these people didn't leave him alone press release on YouTube and interrupting everyone's day. And that guy's not going to fucking do the right thing. He already didn't. The DA, he's already charging Karen, so that doesn't look good. So now it's a question of will they, won't they? And that's what's going on there. And aside from that, all the good motions that benefit the defense are once again being shot down, and all the bad ones that benefit the prosecution are being upheld and propped up. And then in court, on the record, Karen Reed's defense chose to name 3 third-party culprits, which they didn't have to do. I'm shocked they did it. I'm like, oh, shit. But, you know, they named the McAlberts. They named the 3 boys. So there you go. That's where we're at. Just about to get wild. I can't believe they did that. I feel like it puts more burden on them, I guess. I don't know. I just hope it works out well. So now we're going to talk about the new shit that came out in the Idaho filings, and then I'm going to tell you my interpretations of them, and then we're going to watch Emily Pike stuff. And you're going to find out about a missing girl that's been missing for a year from the same group home, and it would be interesting to see if we can find anything about her, because even her Nick page is bare bones, which is wild. So I'm very interested in that. The MMIW movement is growing, and that's missing and murdered Indigenous women. And these are women from Native American land and specific tribes. And they are young girls who were sent to live in a group home, and they went missing. And one of them ended up dead and dismembered, and the other one's still missing and has no press whatsoever. So we'll talk about that after this. Let's go. Let's watch this. Here we go.
I want to bring in now Steve Gonsalves. Steve lost his daughter, Kaylee, that tragic morning. We've talked a lot, Steve, over this last 2.5, and it's been hurting you more than anybody, just with the gag order and hearing things that make you think there's a chance that maybe Brian Kohberger could beat the rap. You saw what I saw. You saw what Brian Enton just laid out. There is a knife purchase, there is a sheath purchase, a sharpener, and that selfie and that map. Tell me your thoughts as you see all this new evidence come out.
We've been sitting on this one a little while. I'm glad. I mean, finally. I've always felt like anything coming out of the court that any of the fact finders are going to have to see is the safest thing in the world to show. You know, what could mess this up is a jury hearing all these YouTube people that, like, you know, just make up stuff and call speculation. Speculation is just another word for lying, creative lying or storytelling. But these are facts. So I don't know why we're 2.5 years into this trial or into this process that we're finally letting out the facts. But man, it feels good. It feels good to see the true fact and all the work and everything that these guys have done. I just wish we didn't have to wait 2.5 years to see it.
The detail is remarkable, and the photograph of Brian Kohberger in front of the shower at 10:31 a.m., seemingly very proud. When was the first time you saw that?
Just a few hours ago. You know, that's an FU to Idaho. I just went into your state. I just killed your kids in their beds, and you're not going to catch me. I'm just going to shower up here, clean off the last bit of the evidence, probably take this shower curtain. Who knows where that's at? But
so I want to point something out here. I do have to say, I think the shower curtain's right there. But I love Steve. I love his passion. I know a lot of people have issues with him. He's a good dad. He's furious, and he's fighting for the truth. Here's what I want to point out here that's important about this. This was a few hours after the murders, okay? He's home. He's in the bathroom. He's got Bluetooth in his ears or whatever, earbuds in. But what I think is interesting is he looks very clammy. And he's got, I don't know what they're called. I don't know the exact word for him, but it's like he's white knuckling, essentially. He's squeezing real hard right here. Like he has literal white knuckles. He's got the blotchy red, not like from blood, but like pink, like from an adrenaline. I don't know how to explain it, but when I got an adrenaline rush, when I was like in shock, I guess, I was very pale. but there were parts of me that were very, very like bright red, and I had these little spots. They almost look like onset hives. And I remember them telling me like that can happen when your heart beats too fast and stuff like that. And it's crazy because he looks very clammy, but part of me can't tell. I'm like, did he just shower and that's why he looks like this? Or did he gel his hair back to put it in the ski mask? Because it doesn't actually look freshly washed. It kind of looks greasy. He looks very pale and clammy, but he's also standing in the bathroom like he just got out of the shower. So I don't know. It would make sense if he totally washed himself off, you know? But at the same time, he just looks like he has excess grease in his hair. Also, when you zoom in on the photos of him, it looks like there's these little nicks on his neck, like 1, 2, 3, 4 little scratches. And he's got what looks like maybe bruises on his wrist. And it maybe even a little nick on his knuckle. It kind of makes me wonder, like, I'd like to see better quality pictures of this. But yeah, it does look like a little bit of an injury right here. And possibly a little nick right there and right there. And then right here around his neck. And notice he buttons his collar all the way up to the top. So yeah, I do think that these little spots right here, they actually do look pretty noticeable. His eyes look totally black. That's kind of crazy. But look at the bushy ass eyebrows, dude. This is very American Psycho of him. That's all I'm saying. I think it's pretty weird. And I have to say, the timing of him searching for the knife sheath is big for me. Because they're trying to get that suppressed, his defense. And the dates are really interesting because when the info came out about the existence of this knife sheath at this crime scene seems to be when they extend the end of the data warrant for the search warrant for the data when it comes to his Amazon search history. So it makes me think he might have thought maybe he lost the knife sheath elsewhere. And the confirmation of it being at the crime scene, once that happens, seems to be potentially when he looked it up, which would explain where they extend it to. Because the date that they extend it to encapsulates right around the time when they first release this to the media. Or when it leaks, I guess I should say. So it makes me think that him buying the knife sheath, which a lot of people think this is, hey, I got to replace the old one. So if they go, where's your sheath? I have it here. That can't be mine. Simultaneously, I think the defense is going to go for the old, someone stole it and used it, and he had to order a new one. And this is just proof that he noticed his knife was stolen because he no longer has the knife either, right? So ordering a new one would be a good way of going, hey, someone stole mine. I had to order a new one. But it's also a replacement. And I think the timing for that is very important. It's very, very important. And it is incriminating when it's stacked with all of the other circumstantial evidence. So I do think that this selfie can kind of tell us a lot. I mean, it is a judgment. But this is the face of someone who potentially did something really, really fucking terrible. And I think that the little imperfections in it can tell kind of a bigger story. And because I think he is the person who did this, it's really creepy. It's very creepy. And I think that this is something that they're going to definitely scrutinize in the press until the end of it. Because he looks so happy right here. Like, he looks so happy. Well, that's the thing, is I think he ordered both of them. But I'm saying I wonder if he kept it and they haven't found it. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe buried it somewhere, but only he knows where it is. I think ordering the sheath could be like if I ever want to get it back out. But he ordered them together. So him searching for both of them makes me think that it was one of those. I really think he was setting himself up with the whole somebody stole my knife defense just in case. I think when he found out that the sheath was there, he knew he fucked up. So having to buy a replacement is kind of one of those things where it's like, why would you do that? Why? Well, he either wanted to do it again, or he's going with the, well, someone stole mine. That's why I bought a replacement. But I think the timing is going to dispel that. Because the defense knows that they're not going to fucking kick that out. But they got to try, right? Otherwise, they're not giving him a good defense. There was a lot of different possibilities here with this situation. But it's a multi-purpose. Yeah, it could serve both purposes. It's a multi-purpose a solution to a potential problem. But with the dates that it's extended to, it makes me think that he got confirmation on the news. Yes, they have the sheath. And he's like, well, fuck. If I get a new knife and sheath, I can say mine was stolen. Or I'm going to need another one to do this again. But that would be stupid if he was paranoid and thought they were going to get him, which, he's wearing the gloves and stuff, going through the trash. Like, he was clearly paranoid. What I think is interesting is he is a hell of a gamer. Like, he's in a lot of gaming communities. Like, I don't mean like he's good. I mean, he has a lot of gaming personas online. And this guy had he had a lot of storage. And a lot of the things that they're looking for a lot of this is going to be digital based, in my opinion. I think that's what's going to convict him. But when we do the episode, when we deep dive into him, I think that you'll see what I mean. But that pressed clean shirt, that pressed clean white shirt, it's like someone screaming at you like, I don't want you to think I'm dirty or had any blood on me. Buttoned up to the top. You're not seeing his arms. You're not seeing anything in it. You're just, and even then you can still see, what is that on his neck? It pisses me off. Just a few thoughts on that.
Yeah, that's a challenge to Idaho. So I hope everyone from Idaho is paying attention, and we need to bring everything at this guy.
Were you at all made aware that this massive document dump was about to happen tonight, and that we'd see the map, how many times the white Elantra was seen in front of your daughter's house, that we'd see that photograph, that we'd see the evidence, the purchase order for the K-bar knife sheath and the sharpener? Did you know this was coming?
I didn't know when it was coming, but I've seen some of this footage before. I would suspect even the officer's seen some of the stuff. So I know how powerful it is. I know how good it is. I had no clue who I was looking at. I had no clue what I was looking at. I just seen cars. I seen a white Elantra.
And by the way, the photos they have of the car, they are so distinct. The newer ones that we've seen that are close-ups and just enhanced. And by enhanced, I don't mean edited. I mean enhanced. Because the car's driving by. They have to pause it, freeze frame it, get it right at the right moment, clean it up, make sure that it's not blurry. It's his fucking car. And look at this timeline. I mean, when you look at the warrants, they have every location in order. Boom, 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 boom. I want to do a whole episode where we go really in depth on this. And it's probably going to be like a 3-parter. Because I want to focus on like the location, circumstance and crime scene, online activity. Let's keep going.
Seen it come and go. I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't even know what the time of the crime line was, but it's just hard to sit on the truth for so many years and be told that you need to do everything to help the person who killed your daughter. You're supposed to help him. And it's like, yeah, it's very frustrating because I just want the truth out and I want people to see what the truth is. Stop listening to these idiots that think, speculation is evidence. It's not. It's absolutely not. What's coming out of the courtroom right now is evidence. And the fact finders, they'll decide if it's one way or the other, but it's still facts.
I'll go one further. This is some of the strongest evidence I've seen yet since they found the sheath and since they found the DNA on the sheath matched Brian Kohberger. I thought of you immediately, Steve. I thought, man, this is going to be good news for him because all you want is a case that's strong. Am I wrong in what I imagined you'd feel like?
Well, so one of the things that I think they're going to utilize is there are a couple of traffic points that are, if you go to like here in Texas, it's called TxDOT. But if you go to the Idaho traffic weather cam page, like in between all the traffic cams that are meant to do like scanning on plates, like in between the actual traffic cams, there's the little, they look like little square bars under them and they scan the plates and they're basically ran by the state. And I think what they did is they might have gotten something scanned. They might either scanned his plate or his face at a checkpoint. I'm still going through all the paperwork, but it's really interesting how distinct and careful they were in mapping. But he also seemed to go in a very weird pattern. And when you look at it on the camera website, it does seem like he was avoiding a lot of those traffic cams. But I think there's a few that he couldn't based on the warrant. So I'm wondering if they have actual stills that can zoom in on that.
Yeah, we were torn when this all happened, but I really wanted to embrace and love the community that I'm a part of. I wanted to say that we did everything right and we got the right guy. But then we just, this whole process, and I don't understand it, guys. I'm just a dad trying to like rage through this to figure out how to get justice for his daughter. No, nothing holding me back. No rules, no nothing. I'm just trying to get the evidence and the truth for my daughter. So that's what I was doing. But now, 2.5 years later, I've learned there's an order of things and all this stuff. But it feels good to show and highlight all the hard work at the FBI, and it's just a little puzzling why we had to wait so long, But it feels like we're finally getting there, and some of these trolls can go find the bridge that they came from and return to it.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
This is the first time we're seeing the missing persons report. It provides an updated timeline of what happened in the days and weeks after Emily went missing. This new 12-page report shows Emily Pike was reported missing by the group home manager around 8 p.m. on Monday, January 27th. The group home manager telling police Emily left the group home through her bedroom window and the screen was pushed out from the inside. The manager also told police Emily ran away several times in the past. An official missing persons bulletin for Emily was sent out statewide on Wednesday, January 29th. The documents also show the Mesa group home where Emily lived received a voicemail in early February from an unknown caller claiming Emily was with her mom on San Carlos Apache tribal land. But Emily's mother told the tribe's case manager Emily was not at home and she hadn't heard from her daughter and appeared worried, according to the case manager. Emily's family telling ABC 15 they were not informed the teen was missing until a week after the missing persons report was filed. Then, on February 27th, exactly 1 month after she was reported missing, the Gila County Sheriff's Office positively identified Emily's dismembered remains, ruling the case a homicide. Police say this remains an active investigation, and there are still no solid persons of interest or suspects in Emily's case. We will continue to follow this. I'm investigator Jennifer Kovaleski, ABC 15, Arizona.
New at 10, as the investigation into the murder of 14-year-old Emily Pike continues, we're uncovering more about the Mesa group home where she was living before she was killed. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kadiva Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Thanks for joining us. Emily Pike went missing from the home in late January.
Okay, I'm going to let them continue. Sorry, it transitioned. I had to take a pee-pee. But yeah, that is where you live, Laura. So I'm trying to figure out what the name of this group home is. I just started looking into it. Any thoughts, Laura? Let me know. But I want to go back because they flash Veronica Cruz's missing child details by accident, but this is actually the most you can find on her. And look at what it says in on all of them, even Nick Mick. This is all it says on Nick Mick. Veronica may still be in the local area or may travel to Casa Grande or Eloy, Arizona. So it's very, very important. She's the girl who went missing a year before Emily that they haven't found yet, that the group home is just disregarding. Like they're like, she's probably alive. And then the police, their response was, no, that's assault. So let's keep watching.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Thanks for joining us. Emily Pike went missing from the home in late January. And tonight, we're learning another teen from that same group home has been missing now for nearly a year.
12 News journalist Bianca Bono is joining us live from the newsroom to explain. Bianca?
Well, shortly after Pike's remains were found, we learned from Mesa Police that they had taken 30 missing persons reports stemming from that same group home over the past 3 years. So we asked if any of those cases remain open today, and we learned that one does. According to the Mesa Police Department, another teenage girl is missing from the same group home where Emily Pike was living before she was murdered and has been missing for close to a year. Emily Pike was last seen in January in the area of McKellips Road and Mesa Drive after leaving the group home and on
Seeing this pissed me off because you can't get a straight story. McKellips and Mesa is not the same place that the other news station reported, nor was it the same place that the police reported. So a little confused. And yet 30 reports. 30.
Valentine's Day, the 14-year-old girl's remains were discovered in trash bags an hour and a half away in a remote area near Globe.
And I'm going to go back again. Listen to the day they said.
Leaving the group home, and on Valentine's Day, the 14.
So yet another Valentine's Day one. And just like Aisha Degree, who we've been talking about, she ends up somehow, well, I guess with Aisha, it would be her DNA in a bag, ends up about the same distance up the road as this girl's. Now, I don't think they're connected, but I do think it's odd. It's odd that they both go missing, end up 100 miles up the road. And this is just really disturbing. This is very disturbing.
14-year-old girl's remains were discovered in trash after Pike's horrific death. Mesa Police confirmed over the past 3 years, they've taken 30 missing persons reports involving residents of that same group home, and one of those residents remains missing to this day. 17-year-old Veronica Cruz was last seen on May 18th last year around 4:55 p.m., reported missing by group home staff. Her photo and information featured on the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's website.
And by the way, he said fresh cheese in the background for anybody who's one. That's not from the news. So this is it. This is her NCMEC from National Center for Missing Exploited. Usually very thorough, lots of details. This is all Veronica gets. I'm not shitting on NCMEC. I'm just saying in general, there's very little about her, if anything. And there are no news reports other than this one now, but there are none from back then. None from 2024 at all, anywhere. It's nuts.
But despite that, when 12 News reached the group home's CEO for comment about Cruz's whereabouts, she said she believes Cruz is safe, though she does not know who Cruz is with or where she is. She asked.
Let me go back on that part.
Reached the group home's CEO for comment about Cruz's whereabouts. She said she believes Cruz is safe, though she does not know who Cruz is with or where she is. She added that Cruz turns 18 next month. When 12 News followed up with Mesa Police, asking about the CEO's statement, a police spokesperson said an investigator needs to physically see that Cruz is okay before changing any case status. And due to her age, which is still 17, she would have to be taken to her guardian and not just just released. Mesa police.
Well, no, Laura, they're indigenous. They're fucking what do you call it? They're part of the missing and murdered indigenous women's movement. Like they're on that list and they're from tribes. And it's crazy because so they're not missing from tribal land, but they live on tribal land and then they were transferred to the group homes. And it's crazy because this girl, again, she has nothing online whatsoever. So like it's just weird. I think that a big focus of ours could be doing an episode on her and trying to learn as much as we can about her, because I don't think it is I don't think it's a coincidence necessarily. It could be, but I mean a year apart, around the exact same time too, like within 2 months of each other. To me, that's like very, very close. But I think that focusing on Veronica is important because this directly conflicts with what the police said. And it is a very, very hot trafficking hub. Big time. Big time.
Where she is. She added that Cruz turns 18
Yep.
next month. When 12 News followed up with
And
Mesa.
for her to say she turns 18 next month, well, who gives a fuck? She's still missing.
When 12 News followed up with Mesa police asking about the CEO's statement.
Because there's no DCS on a lot of, or DCFS for a lot of tribal lands. Like some of them have them, but I believe that most of them are beyond. And it's kind of like that situation where we talked about with the more extreme religious groups in New York that get away with like hurting kids because under the guise of religion. Like in the same vein, like there are people who, you know, on you know, in various, not just tribal land, but like various spaces that are set up safe for specific groups. Like sometimes even like there's Mormon groups that are like this. There's big religious like cults that are like this. The Warren Jeffs guys, they're just like, we don't go fuck with them because they've got religious freedom. It's kind of like that. And, you know, in some instances they can intervene, and in some they need to be reached out to. But the amount who go missing and also don't get public attention because of stuff like that, of like, oh, well, they're on tribal land. That's their own shit. Let them deal with it. Like some of them don't even get water. Like they're tapping the wells dry and shit. And the government's like, sorry, not our problem. Like they gave them really shitty land. So yeah, there's a lot of contention between them. Yep. And even in like Guyman, Oklahoma, there was a whole thing where it's like, it's pretty much the same thing. Like a lack of trust with authorities from the tribes there. And they're all fighting with the city council over it. Same thing in Australia. There's a lot of issues going on with that. So yeah, it's confusing because sometimes like the religious or the element of them which is protected from the norm government standard for things like, you know, when DCFS can intervene and stuff like that. It's kind of like when they need something or when there's something inhumane going on, you know, when can they step in? And then in other instances, they beg for help and they don't get it. There's also a big issue with like drugs and alcohol and stuff. Like rehabs aren't easy to come by there. Doctors aren't easy to come by as far as modern medicine in some of them. Yeah, it's all land the colonizers didn't want. Like they give them land that you can't grow stuff on. And so, you know, and you can't tap it for water and there's no minerals, there's no resources. Yeah, the people in Oklahoma, same thing happened to them. And then whenever they need someone to step in and take care of the kids, it's like, okay, well, yeah, but we're taking them out of there so we can at least control them. But then they dump them off in a place like this.
Police spokesperson said an investigator needs to physically see that Cruz is okay before changing any case status. And due to her age, which is still 17, she would have to be taken to her guardian and not just released. Mesa Police encourages anyone with information about her whereabouts to call them and let them know. And I did follow up with the group home CEO asking if any efforts are being made to get Cruz back into the care of either the home or a guardian. She has not responded to that question. DCS has opened a licensing inquiry to determine whether appropriate steps were taken by that group home in Emily Pike's case. Now, back to the Pike investigation. A task force has now been created consisting of local and federal law enforcement agencies that are investigating her death. They've also now set up a centralized tip line, which you can find on our website, 12news.com. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thank you.
Welcome back. This morning, we're giving a voice to victims.
Sorry, that one got slipped in there. I can't stand this lady. I got to skip ahead. There we go.
Emily Pike's remains were recovered nearly 100 miles away from where she was last
Oh,
seen
yeah, dude,
alive.
it's carrying on now. They're fucking them now. There's actually a really good Vice documentary about it, too. And there's a lot of police investigations on those lands that do not get the funding they need for cold cases. And they have, like, places that are really desolate that have really high missing persons and trafficking populace because no funding whatsoever. I am also a victim of Julie Grant. That's why we clicked right past her. Bye, bitch.
And tonight we have learned it's not the first time that same area has been the site of a murder investigation. Could the cases be connected? Here's true crime correspondent Brianna Witt.
So this is pretty weird. I'm not going to lie. And I have no idea what to think about this. I'm going to go back. But I don't know. I'm curious what you think because I'm just like, no comment. I don't know yet. I need to learn more.
From where she was last seen alive. And tonight we have learned it's not the first time that same area has been the site of a murder investigation. Could the cases be connected? Here's true crime correspondent Brianna Whitney.
We are right off the US 60 at milepost 277. This is where you go to start to get where 14-year-old Emily Pike's remains were found. And you can see here people have been out here bringing flowers, showing signs of support. But now we know in 2021, a Native man was found dead right here too, down to the same exact milepost, and confirmed tonight his murder is still unsolved too. I want to show you how close together these two crime scenes are. That's the US 60 behind me. We're now on Forest Service Road 355, and it's here that Gila County Sheriff's officials tell us this is where Emily Pike's remains were found. They tell us the 14-year-old's remains were discovered by people who were walking, hiking on this trail here, and that's who called police. Now we know they were found down here dismembered in contractor trash bags. Her hands and her arms are still missing. It's been more than a month now since they have been discovered. I talked to the Gila County Sheriff's Office today. Their officials and detectives tell me they're making progress in this case, but right now there are still several.
That is true, Sherlock Ho. That is true. And that's another thing is they literally get neglected. They don't get they don't have water. They don't have wells on some of these lands. Like that's fucking terrifying. We don't know that other girl was trafficked though. That's the thing is she could be out there too and they just haven't found her yet. Like her body.
Real important unknowns they're trying to figure out.
We don't have a weapon. We've not recovered any kind of weapon. Cause of death is still under investigation by the ME's office. We're investigating those leads. None of those as of yet have pointed us to a definite suspect or person of interest.
The cries for justice for Emily have been loud. Several vigils held in honor of the San Carlos Apache teen who ran away from a Mesa group home she was living at on January 27th. The Gila County Sheriff's Office is getting help from many agencies, including the FBI. And new tonight, they've created an official task force on the case to funnel leads and tips. Well, now we've learned Emily's homicide is not the only one being investigated here. It was back in September of 2021 when the Gila County Sheriff's Office and DPS got a call and found a Native man shot to death multiple times in his car parked right here at milepost 277 off the US 60, just like Emily. Today we learned his murder is unsolved. Here's what we know. Sheriff's deputies identified him as 31-year-old Leo Harry White, a man from White River. He was found by DPS troopers and deputies after somebody called in a welfare check for the car in the pullout area. The detective telling me today there are some leads in his case, but no arrests in his murder either. Officials with the sheriff's office say there is one very key difference between Emily Pike and Leo White's murders.
It is a little different. And in that one, it looks like the homicide actually took place there where the subject was found in a vehicle. This one with Emily, of course, we believe that she was killed somewhere else, and then that is where she was dropped off.
For that reason, and because of differences in the crime scenes, sheriff's deputies don't have any reason to believe these two cases are related, even though they are in the same area and they are both open and ongoing. As part of that task force in Emily's case, GCSO is now taking tips on their social media pages, and they hope as people pour in information about Emily's case, maybe somebody will also have a tip about Leo White's murder and cold case too. Reporting in Gila County tonight, Brianna Whitney for Arizona's Family.
Okay, you guys.
Justice needs to be made known.
This is going to be the last video about Emily. And then I'm going to be going on Discord today and starting a thread for her. And we're also going to start one for Veronica, and we'll put those up. And anything we can find in the media or anything suspicious or just anything having to do with it at all that could be helpful, links to stories. My goal is to find anything about Veronica that we possibly can. We do have a Google Earth search. I have a map pulled up, but the problem is there's 3 different locations mentioned. So I'd like to get the exact area down first before we go gray pubes in it. So I'm going to try to, I'd like to narrow that down and find the group home that they're talking about. And yeah, you don't think they are? Yeah, I don't know too much. I do not know. I don't know. I have no thoughts on that yet, but I'm thinking about it. And I will look that up. Gila County like a Gila monster. Those scare me. And we will do a Google Earth search. Gila. News Nation is literally the epitome of incompetency and dishonesty. We should all be well aware of legacy media. Yes, they are all shams, Daniel. You are correct. But if they report some good news once in a while, like that can be proven. That's nice. But that's why we have AZC. What is this? Arizona Central? The epitome. Yeah. No. Yeah, I saw that. They definitely do. They kind of all do. And I don't like that Julie Grant lady. I don't like Court TV. Honestly, they all got problems. Here we go.
Of the current events and the crisis that is continuing to affect our tribal nations. Missing and murdered Indigenous women. Missing and murdered Indigenous relatives. Missing and murdered Indigenous people. We all bleed the same color. We might be different on the outside, but we all are 5-fingered beings.
Today, we want everyone to be aware of what's going on and why this is still happening when it shouldn't be happening, and why our voices are being suppressed. And that's why the red handprint.
No peace! No justice! No peace!
We're protesting in regards to our children that are dying at a rapid rate, and our Native relatives that are also dying at a rapid rate, and they're also missing. Where are they at?
No peace! No peace! No peace!
No more stolen people!
No more stolen people!
New tonight, we're learning more about the case of Emily Pike, a 14-year-old girl who was murdered after going missing last month.
Authorities are still searching for the suspect who dismembered the Apache teen who was living in a Mesa group home at the time. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum has been looking into this case. New details coming out from her missing persons report.
We've obtained a 12-page police report from Mesa PD. This missing persons case is closed now due to the ongoing homicide investigation. But we do get a glimpse into Emily's past and the timeline leading up to the tragic discovery of her remains. On January 27th, near Mesa Drive and McKellips Road, a group home manager reported 14-year-old Emily Pike missing to Mesa police. According to the report, she said Emily snuck out of her bedroom window and that this wasn't the first time she ran away. The manager said the last time Emily left the house, she was found near Fitch Park. Staff checked the Rock Teen Center a couple days later, where Emily had visited before, but no one had seen or heard from her. By February 19th, a Mesa officer says he spoke to an agent with the Bureau of Indian Affairs who believed Emily had been located within the Gila County Indian Reservation after human remains had been discovered on Valentine's Day just off Highway 60 North at milepost 277. This area is around 100 miles away from where the San Carlos Apache teen was last seen alive. 2 weeks later, she was positively identified and a murder investigation ensued. Tribal communities and family have since united in their grief, calling for justice.
Emily was a spark, and she definitely sparked the entire world, and now the world is on fire because of Emily.
Mesa PD's missing persons report on Emily also reveals the teen's history of behavioral and mental health concerns. Emily took medication for those issues and had a case manager from the San Carlos Apache tribe. Just days before her remains were found, an anonymous tip based on a Facebook post said Emily was with her mother on the reservation. That later proved to be untrue, as her mom said she had not heard from Emily, according to police. GCSO is leading the investigation and has created a task force that includes the FBI to help find Emily's killer. If you have any information on the case, we have the link to the tip line on fox10phoenix.com. I'm Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum.
App as well as on YouTube. This is a story that is just beginning to attract the attention of people across our state because there was a vigil.
I did want to play a little bit of this. I forgot I put it on here. It's really long, but it's pretty in depth. I really like this guy's voice. I'll play you a little bit from the beginning and then I'll say goodbye.
That was held late yesterday in the shocking story of a teenage girl who went missing for days out of Mesa. Her name is Emily Pike. And here is the video of what happened as they began last night to, in fact, show their support and their love for the family of this young lady who turned up missing back on, it turns out that she disappeared back on January 27th. And her family was very worried about her. She was originally reported as having run away from home. Then on February the 14th, and here's where the mystery really begins to unfold. Nobody knows for sure what was going on between the 27th and the 14th. But it appears that she was kidnapped and killed either in Mesa or further outside of town because apparently her body or portions of it were found off the US 60 northeast of the Globe, Miami area. And so, as you can imagine, there it is, age 14, female.
You know, I have no idea, Minnie. It could be likely because she had run away before and like they said they found her at that park. I do wonder if that's why, but I mean it's pretty obvious that there is piss poor oversight going on here.
Native American, brown hair, brown eyes. They had her
Not
height
sure.
and her weight.
Apparently some, was either some mental health or behavioral issues, not sure.
And when it says case
could have also just been a shitty home environment, we don't know.
Resolved, unfortunately, it couldn't have come to a worse ending. So tribes are coming together trying to bring awareness to Emily's death, as well as missing and murdered Indigenous women. The key, of course, to cracking this case now will be just in terms of solving the mystery of who could have done this. The Gila County Sheriff's Office is working with several agencies trying to investigate what actually happened here in the death of this beautiful young lady. So her family is waiting, searching, praying for answers.
Okay. I am going to pop this down because, where am I? Excuse me, where am I? There I am. Okay. So, again, still learning about this case. Very fascinated with it. Very, very sad. Very concerned with this other missing girl. obviously there's conflicting messaging going on between the group home and the police. One says, "Oh, she's fine." And then the police are like, "No, she's not fucking fine." So when the Emily Pike case happens and she ends up dismembered, that makes me very concerned. Is this other little girl also dismembered somewhere else? Also, I agree completely with you guys. Amber Alert should have been triggered right away. Based on her past history, I guess that's what I'm guessing is why they didn't alert it immediately. And regardless, that's stupid. Like, get rid of that. Do it every time if you have to. If it's a repeat runaway, it's a repeat runaway. But spare no alerts. You know what I mean? Tell people. Because you never know when it might not be. I do think this is a very, it's a high trafficking area. Mesa has, the Mesa bone collector, all these different horrible spooky dooky issues going on, especially a ton of sex trafficking, like a ton. The Amber Alerts, yeah, they can't have, I wouldn't say crazy criteria, but they've come up with all sorts of different ones. Clear Alert, Amber Alert, Silver Alert. Like, there's so many different alerts. But I do think that it should be a little bit circumstantial. And when it comes to some parts of the case, like, okay, if she's, for example, if she has some obligation that she has not made it to, or if the parents insist, if there is a mental health issue, there are different things that I think could maybe make them go, hold up. If they have been estranged from an ex and there's a restraining order and he was last seen, or he said he's going to do something, and then they're like, nah, she has the right to go missing. Like, that's fucked up. There should be very obvious signs that are seen by investigators that tell them maybe I should trigger it early, but I don't know why they don't. A blue alert, I think that's when a policeman gets shot, right? Yeah, it's when someone gets shot and then they take off. So there's all these different alert systems. Amber Alert came from a girl here in Texas, if I remember correctly, and that was a very, very sad case. And it's crazy because there's so many instances where, they say if you don't find a kid in the first 48 hours, then it's gonna, there's the percentage of you finding them alive is far less. It's like cut in half or something. So when you consider that, I would think the hastiness of it, but golly, come on, let's get this shit done. It needs to really be considered. But if you have repeat runaways, or if you have some weird statistic, not really weird, but one of the common statistics is like 98% of missing people return. Okay. Well, if it's like that everywhere and it's an increasing problem, or even an existing rate that's, consistent, but it's still bad because we're not recovering these people, then at some point, maybe in order to decline that, it could be more helpful to maybe take into consideration emergency pulling of the Amber Alert cord. Seems logical to me. But yeah, I do want to know more about Emily Pike. We're going to be covering her more. I want to cover more of Veronica. I want to find out more of what's going on with her. And I'm very curious to see if there have been any other cadavers, or I guess any other dismembered body parts in trash bags along that route. Think Long Island serial killer. What do we do with him? Started looking at everybody, every potential case that, even though there was a Schulman, even though there was a Shawcross, even though there was a Rifkin, even though there was a Cottingham, even though all these fuckers existed, even though there was a Bitroff, they all have one thing in common, and it's killing. And very similar victim, very similar evidence. Are there any patterns like that for young girls? It does seem to me like there is a big problem with this specific group home. So it would be nice to know what it is. So that's what I'd like to focus on, and then find more out about this little girl and then go look up those cities and see where she is. Yeah, it makes me want to look into them too. And for good reason, because there have been multiple ones out of Houston that I've been talking with families, and some of them have considered like taking the YouTube route to spread the word. And I mean, on almost all of them, it's like some rogue guy that worked at the facility, some ex-drug addict working at a recovery home who is not recovered, somebody who's taking advantage of young kids and has a weird fetish, even though everybody else thinks they're great, a weird pastor that runs like a Christian rehab that's, you know, doing horrible things to the kids and abusing them. Like, it's just always somebody internally that people go, or it's them. Like, they're always like a backup suspect, but also this guy worked there. Simultaneously, in really like a lot of cold cases, it ends up being someone we talked to in the beginning or someone who was right there the whole time. And so now I'm wondering, like, okay, well, there's 30 fucking people. Where's, where? Yeah. Fouts. Yeah. Curtis. Unfortunately, Curtis is, I mean, I'm not going to say unfortunately, I guess fortunately, but not really. I mean, no matter what, it's bad. Curtis's demographic of what he liked was a little different. But I spoke to the woman he stalked once, one of his victim's sisters. And I can tell you that guy, yeah, he's got a lot of issues. His wife and kid and his whole issue. Ooh, we're going to, you know what? Turbo's going to come on. We're going to do a whole Delphi thing. We're going to really need to set aside a lot of time for that because there is so much to go over with that still. But yeah, this Emily Pike thing is very bothersome. It's also weird. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but I guess it's because there's no trial yet. But I do think it's something that we need to get really nosy about. This is bad. This needs to be pushed up to Gabby Petito level. Like, this is really bad. This poor kid, dude, this poor little girl. I hate this. Yeah, I think that I agree with you, Susie. That's actually a good question. So again, this sounds like another Amani Hughes situation potentially, or same situation with Ella. Is that her name? Ella out of Washington. Could have gone on her own. Could have gone, or Aisha sneaking out the window. You know what I mean? It's another reason why I think those are kind of oddly similar. Trash bags 100 miles up the road, sneaking out the window, Valentine's Day, like so many things similar in a lot of these cases, but they're not in any way connected, surely. Like, especially because we pretty much know what happened with Aisha now, at least, well, not what happened with her, but who's responsible for it. I don't think the Deadmans made it all the way out there, but it is crazy. It is crazy how there's like this common theme. I'm very concerned about the other girl also, and I would like to look into both of those, and we're definitely going to. So we're going to be doing that. And then I think next time I see you, we'll probably do a little more. We do a little more Karen Reed stuff because I really do I need to figure it all out. Let me just put it that way. I'm still like catching up and reading stuff right now. Look on Holman and others in the wellness center. I'm gonna have to look into that. I did see the I saw that animal abuser lady the defense got as a PI. That was, I mean, she's in prison and stuff. I think both sides are really fucking themselves. But I mean, doesn't really change the evidence for me, but I do think that there's just too many weirdos in that whole situation. Ugh, so many like fucked up people have been to jail for fucked up stuff, doing the wrong jobs, not credited. Yeah, like both sides, everybody on both sides. There are like at least 3 or 4 people on both sides that it's like you should not be near a courtroom. It's really crazy. Yep. Yes, Angela. Dude, Hank is a whole okay. So I'll tell you. Here's a sneak preview. Why I want to wait and hold off on the Karen Reed stuff is because I'm making my own little chart. Okay, and I'll just say that I'm like, let's see what all the connections are. I guess that could be, what is it called? Oh, what is the word? When you shouldn't be fucking with something because you know the people. I'm still not fully awake. Fuck, what is that word? Conflict. Yes, conflict of interest. Thank you, Nicole. I made like a conflict chart. Where are all the conflicts of interest? Who knows each other? Who's mama? Who's cousin? And you know what? I'll leave you with this. First of all, don't forget to donate to Uncle Frank's GoFundMe for the kidney fund. We're going to draw the thing for the box. And here's what I'm going to leave you on, okay? I think we should watch that little shrimp thing again.